What's happening, everybody? Welcome to my first YouTube, 50th try at making a YouTube video. As I'm sure many of you out there have had experience with, and this is not necessarily in terms of just filming or YouTube, this is just in a creative sense where you have to put yourself out there at the mercy of opinion. You always find a reason not to, or even if you want to, you find something that you're unhappy with. So I've recorded videos before, just putting it out there, that I just haven't liked after a while. At first I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Then you watch it too many times, you start nitpicking, you start finding, I don't like my hair, I don't like, what's that in the corner? Why does the camera look like that? Why is the lighting not quite right? You know what, it's probably best not to share it. I don't want anyone to say something. And so you just never do it. But I decided, you know what, I woke up today like, okay, give yourself like a 10-minute window, make the damn thing, start the YouTube channel, and just go for it.
Okay, let's run.
My name is Guillermo Troncoso. I was born in Chile. I came to Australia when I was around 1.5. I've lived all over the world, not all over the world, I've lived in like 4 countries. I live in Pyrmont, Sydney. For those of you who don't know where that is, here's a map. It's right next to Darling Harbour. I love where I live. This is probably like the 48th, 9th, 50th place that I've lived in my life. I moved around a lot growing up, so hopefully I can actually stay here for a while. Passion and interest wise, film and television, that's my main love. I'm sorry, honey. I run screenrealm.com, which is a film and TV entertainment website. If you happen to have visited it before, thanks so much. If you haven't, you can just look at it through this and just have a look at that. That's awesome, right? Or you can just go check the link in the bio. Link in bio? No, that's Instagram. So link in the description. Noob. So speaking of movies, 2 nights ago I saw The Nun. Now I'm a horror buff. I love my horror films. I love scary cinema. Dark and unsettling, I'm completely cool with. And horror is a tough genre to be a fan of sometimes, because not all good. It's a relatively cheap genre to produce in terms of filmmaking. And so you get many attempts at making horror films out there, and you see them on Blu-ray releases, DVD releases, you know, with really graphic, cool looking covers, and you're like, oh, that's great. And then it looks like it costs 20 bucks to make. Everything about it is cheap. The scares are cheap. Nothing's good. It's like they just churn them out. It's a genre that churns out films. But when you do get impressive horror films, damn, it makes you love the genre so much more, and it reminds you, that's right, this genre is freaking awesome. Conjuring 1 was fantastic film. James Wan I've been a fan of since like Saw days. Conjuring 2, so damn good. And then Annabelle came, not very good. Annabelle Creation, pretty damn good. And now we have the worst film in the franchise. I like the idea of the Conjuring universe. I like the idea of expanding the world. I mean, it doesn't have to just be Marvel and comic book films that get to have a universe. A horror universe, completely cool with. I just wish they weren't going in this kind of direction where it's like, ooh, there's a demon. Remember the demon from Conjuring 2? Let's look into them. Evil just is. There's something very scary about that when it's unexplained, when evil is just surrounding the main characters without much explanation, because that's what unsettles. This why, who knows? Why are you doing this?
Because you were home.
That's it. That's all you need for unsettling. And so when we go down the direction of explaining a villain or explaining a demon in this case, it better be good. It better be a good explanation, or an explanation that doesn't necessarily detract from the overall narrative and the overall emotion. And that takes good screenwriting. That takes good filmmaking. Neither of which is present in The Nun. It's a by the numbers film that I feel like I was talking about DVD releases and Blu-ray releases, home entertainment releases before. This would be right alongside that, no question. This just happens to be a part of a really big, really successful franchise. Exposition galore. It's like 3/4 exposition with a few, you know, mildly entertaining set pieces that don't provide much originality or much in the way of scares, which is kind of what you're here for a lot of the time. You want some scares, you want some unsettling suspense. A lot of the time this ends up making you laugh because it's trying to do what's come before in the most dullest way possible. Conjuring 2, the set pieces are so good and so well crafted in terms of drawing attention, really putting the audience in a rhythm. Once that rhythm really hits its peak, you're left completely like floored. Here, what we have is like tropes, bad dialogue, and obvious jump scares. Taissa Farmiga, who's Vera Farmiga's sister, I think she's a good actress generally speaking, but her character here is so bland and so dull, and the dialogue she has to spew is just so boring. Her character is so boring that I couldn't care less about what was going to happen to this girl. And I think I should, considering this girl is about to be a nun, and she's in danger. It's just not a great film. There are so many other horror films out there that have done this stuff way better, and it's a disappointment. It's the worst movie in the Conjuring franchise so far. Hopefully the next one, which I think is Crooked Man, which is another demon that we met in Conjuring 2, hopefully that goes a lot better. That's it for The Nun. Disappointed to have to talk about a film that I wasn't that impressed with as one of my first films being reviewed, but it is what it is. That's it for me, guys. I could keep rambling on this first video. I'm gonna pull out while I can. That's what he said. Sorry about that. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Catch up.